What's up, guys? Welcome to our first episode of our goofy little podcast that we got going.
Residents of Yapville.
Yeah. Say that.
Residents.
Say it again.
Residents of Yapville, episode 1.
Officially starting now. Okay.
I'm gonna be interviewing Ethan for a little bit, and then he'll interview me. So, what do you mean maybe? Anyway, we should order those little mics that you like clip on your shirt.
Yeah, we can do that.
Check. 1, 2. Yep. Anyway, how do you feel about JJK season 1?
Kind of mid. It's long. It doesn't get good till like later episodes, but it's a damn good show. Past season 2 or past season 1, it gets really good, and I recommend it to anyone. I think it's the perfect anime to start watching. If you are unsure about anime, if you're, just getting introduced. I was introduced to it by my lovely girlfriend right here. But, yeah, I think it's perfect. What do you think about it?
I thought it was quite boring. I didn't like I don't know what it's called.
The filler?
Well, I didn't like the arc.
Oh, the Cooling Games arc.
Yeah.
No, wait, it was
not the Cooling Games arc. That's later.
What is it?
I don't know. Where they play baseball. And the fight.
The wannabe Twilights?
Basically. But, it's good. I'm glad that they introduce everybody. But at the same time, God, it's fucking boring.
Oh, I agree.
Shit, what is it called?
I'm looking it up.
I don't know if I should cuss that much. Tana cusses in hers. Canceled.
What was it?
Canceled reference as fuck.
Canceled. What is the arc? Isn't it like
the something games? Because it's the first years and the second years.
Kyoto?
What?
No, I'm just yapping. It's the... Fuck, I don't know.
It doesn't matter. Anyway, how do you feel about JJK Zero?
I love that. I think Utah is an annoying little bitch, but he does get better. And at the end, he's kind of OP. But free Gato, brother did not deserve that. But... And Kenju Jaku's an op, so...
He is an op.
Yeah.
Or she. She's an op.
Is it a she?
Yep.
That makes sense why she's swallowing things.
Stop. I don't think you can say that on YouTube.
We'll find out.
I'm just going to censor all this. I'm going to edit it and be like, beep.
Okay. How do you feel about the 3-month rule?
Dumb.
Why do you think it's dumb?
Dumb. FNAF reference as fuck. Foxy as fuck. Sorry. No, I think it's dumb because, if you believe in the 3-month rule, obviously you're going to agree with the 3-month rule. But I don't believe in anything except for Punch Each over here.
No, I agree. I think it's very stupid because it doesn't make sense. If you... Or, putting a time on, when you say I love you. I really think that if you love someone, you should be able to say it for free. For free?
For free?
I meant...
You charge me to say I love you?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
It's totally not. The $60 I spent on posters in the last 2 days.
Yeah. No, but I think without the 3-month rule, you can be a lot happier in a relationship. Because there's not expectations, and there shouldn't be expectations. You do stuff when you feel comfortable. There shouldn't be a timeline of hey, after 6 months, we can say I love you. Yeah.
Also, we totally glazed over JJK Season 2.
Oh, peak. Nothing but peak. The whole thing's peak.
Would you ever watch JJK canonically in order?
I'm going to. Soon.
Oh. Okay, valid.
Because it makes sense. To rewatch it and just get all the little things I missed from the first time watching it. So,
yeah.
I think it's important to learn about the good characters.
I agree. Oh, shoot. Sorry, I pushed a button. I was going to ask you something and I forgot. Oh, how do you feel about the honeymoon phase?
I think it's a thing, but I also think that it can be a oops. It could be a thing that why'd you steal it? I'm trying to find it. I think that it's something that can happen constantly. I don't think there has to be after this many months or a year, it just goes away. I think no. I think it'll always be around if that's why I was looking. But I think if it's always around, then it's a good thing and everything feels a little bit better because you're still deeply in love with that person regardless. I think without the honeymoon phase that there isn't thing, you will find out if you're not compatible. But I also think that if you don't think you're compatible, you shouldn't love bomb on someone. Like if you really have doubts about a relationship, you should stay true to your word and not develop an intimate relationship with someone that isn't you don't expect to be in your life. And even I don't know. How do you feel about that?
I agree completely. I don't really know what else to say, but we're only 6 minutes in. What a short podcast.
I know. I think we should restart.
And talk about what?
I don't know, but we've kind of been cussing and stuff, I think.
I'll edit it. Edit.
Let's see. I'm looking up this arc. The school exchange.
Oh yeah, the exchange event.
Yep.
Duh.
Exchange event. Grr. But yeah.
Of course. Duh.
Anyways.
This
is definitely fits up to our title, the Yapville.
Yeah.
It's bad. I fear.
I feel like every first episode is bad.
I agree. I think the first episode's just like filler as hell.
And we have to find out things.
Yeah.
We could look up topics to talk about.
What's your opinion on okay, if you had to choose a serial killer to do a research topic on, which one are you choosing and why?
Ed Gein. Because
Gein?
I would love to know what the fuck went through his head when he was skinning people and turning them into lamps and belts and bowls.
Isn't the Texas Chainsaw Massacre off of him?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Because I actually did do a presentation about him in my sophomore psychology class, and it was the most fun I ever had because I love learning about serial killers.
Really?
Yes, I listen to Bailey Sarian every Monday.
Shout out Bailey Sarian.
Shout out Bailey. Murder Mystery Mondays. Murder Mystery Makeup Mondays.
Oh.
Sorry, fake fan.
Butchered it.
Yeah.
I don't know. If I had to choose one, I don't know what I'm choosing.
What about John Wayne Gacy?
I think he is interesting, but I also think he's very sloppy. I don't think he's a very good killer. I want to know and even Jeffrey Dahmer.
He was very sloppy. But at
very
the same
sloppy.
Time, so was Ted Bundy.
I think Ted Bundy was smarter though, because of his education.
Also, it's hard because obviously every serial killer is a little sloppy. That's how they got caught.
You know who didn't get caught? Well, I don't know. Zodiac Killer.
Oh, true.
And he's one of the most recent ones. I think he ended up getting caught.
I thought he got caught in 2020.
Let's look it up. But he knew how to play the system perfectly.
Yeah.
He played everyone against each other and set up so many false.
I wish there was more research about Jack the Ripper, though. I would love to know more about that.
He is unidentified.
So he didn't get caught.
Oh, maybe. The only suspect authorities ever publicly named was Arthur Lee Allen. So he wasn't. But that wasn't confirmed. That was the only suspect.
Oh.
But I think it's crazy how they only found 5 victims confirmed.
Yeah.
But there's possibly up to 30.
Well, that's a lot of serial killers.
Even Ted Bundy.
Yeah, Ted Bundy, he only admitted to what, 40?
A lot more.
Really?
I'm pretty
sure. But I'm sure that he did more.
But we don't know.
Well, yeah. Dude, Okay, speaking of serial killers, the Jeffrey Dahmer show made me so sad. Just because,
I have a fun fact about that.
that it fucked up Evan Peters so bad.
Well, I knew that, but personally, I watched 2 episodes and couldn't watch it anymore.
Really? I enjoyed it. Not like, okay. But I'm like a connoisseur of like serial killer media, okay?
Yeah.
And it's like, I liked the show, but it just made me mad that they like didn't ask permission to talk about certain people.
I agree.
Like the deaf guy, if I knew his name, I would definitely say his name, but I don't remember, I don't recall. But they didn't ask his family or his friends to like remake his story. And it's like they do that with a lot of
Why do you think that is?
because it's media, it's moneymaker.
Yeah, they don't want their stories to be public.
Well, and some people like would say no, and then there would be gaps in timelines, so they just do it anyway.
That's messed up.
I know. It breaks my heart. And like, okay, I did a speech about this in my public speaking class at college, and it was about like why we shouldn't romanticize killers, like serial killers. And first of all, like people are stupid, okay? And it influences young minds to like go out and kill people. And even like horror movies, because I did research about this case where these 2 kids, a kid and a cousin, the kid's cousin, killed the one kid's mom because of Scream. They said that Scream,
Really?
like, yeah, they said that Scream influenced them. And it's like, that's so gross. I don't like that as a whole, like, globally, we just socially accept murder.
Well, I also like the Slender Man thing. Like, why is there some
Yeah.
like there used to be followers that people that would.
Well, and that case of those girls that tried to,
Yeah.
like, what's the word?
I think they were trying to kill.
Well,
someone.
they were trying to murder her friend to sacrifice her to Slender Man, which is like, are we fucking for real? Why are we romanticizing serial killers?
Do you think that the influence of drugs is possibly why, or because I think that
Like in media?
yeah, or like I don't know. I feel like the influence of drugs is kind of like a is like the reason people have these fantasies, because there's fantasy like Jeffrey Dahmer had fantasies about killing people. And I don't know if we can even talk about this on YouTube.
Maybe. I'll blur a lot of it. But what do you mean, like, what do you mean? Like, influence people to kill people?
Yeah, but I also think that, like, with drugs and stuff, it could be a reason why.
I think some people are, like, well, I think if you're not in the right headspace and you do drugs and you kill somebody, then sure, like, that's influential. That's, like, intoxication.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, if you already have, because it's a genetic mutation, right?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like some people are born with what they call the serial killer gene.
Oh.
So it's like a genetic mutation. I don't know. But it's like, but also some people without it kill people. So it's also,
But most of the time they have mental illnesses.
that's true. A lot of people who grew up in like awful homes when they were little, like,
often to kill.
yeah, like Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah.
He grew up in a bad house because his mom was bipolar and she just abandoned him, and his dad abandoned him.
And they would get into like all out fist
Yeah,
fights.
exactly. So it's like, I get it. He's cold too. Poor Punch. But at the same time, like, if drugs are your excuse to kill somebody, then you were already thinking
Yeah.
about it.
Well, even like
Especially people who like kill when they're like high on like weed.
yeah.
Weed does not make you act all crazy. Okay, I don't care what pick me tells you, like, oh, weed made me jump off a cliff. No, bitch, that's your inner conscience. Okay,
Yeah.
shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
So if someone's like, oh, weed made me kill somebody, no, it didn't.
No.
That's your own brain telling you you should kill that person.
Yeah.
I think people use drugs as a safety net.
Okay, well, how about this? What about paranormal? Do you think that there's the influence of spirits and paranormal and like demons? Because there has been cases.
So here's the thing: there's only one, like, actual case where someone has been like marked dead from a spirit.
Really?
Yes, one case ever confirmed that they had died from the paranormal.
Really? I
One.
didn't even know that.
Yes.
How do you? Do you know like the details?
I don't, but Sam and Colby did a video on it.
It's got to be true
It's
then.
gotta be. No, but there's a whole grave and everything, like the mortician report.
How long ago was it, though? Was it, like, in the 1800s? Because if that's the case, there's so many
I
things.
think it was the early 1900s.
Still.
Well, I know, but even then, like, that's a monumental moment in history.
Yeah.
Regardless. So it doesn't matter what I think. I think generationally, for centuries, people have believed in ghosts. Like, plus we believe in, like, Nordic gods, like, Greek goddesses and gods, like, so it's like, does that count as paranormal, or is that just, like, a religious thing, or, like...
Well, yeah.
Because
you could argue angels are demons,
well,
but
exactly.
also, like, where does religion come into play with things? Because if it's...
I think the paranormal and religion have a lot to do together.
I agree. I think, well, think about it just alone. Like, to sacrifice or get rid of a demon, you have to use holy waters, like, you know, things like that.
Well, and, like, even outside of, like, Christian or Catholic or whatever religion,
It's a practice.
there are, like, exorcists, but it also, like...
They use the Bible to exorcise
But
you.
also, there's, like, other beliefs that you can do to, like, exorcise a demon. So
Yeah.
it's, like, you put, like, a salt circle, and that's a belief, right? Or you put, like...
But all that stems
like,
from religion.
Well...
If you think about it.
Yeah,
because,
but you could argue that anything comes from religion.
Well, yeah, you could argue that a chair could get rid of a demon.
Yeah.
And people will believe it. But most of the time, I really think that demon attacks could either be... I think a lot of it can be debunked. I do believe in paranormal.
Yeah.
But I also think 90% of it can be debunked. Like, I hate the people that, like, a dust thing. They're in an old house, and they're like, this is a paranormal
Like the
I can't say
orbs?
it. Yeah. That's a dust.
Well, okay, but here's the thing. Like, I've seen orbs firsthand, right? Like, at my mom's ex's old apartment, she could film, and, like, only on her phone would we see them. And it wasn't just a dust thing, because it would happen multiple times, and when we asked questions, but also, like, only on her phone. We tried on my mom's phone, we tried on my phone. It didn't matter. It was her phones. And,
really?
like, yeah. And if I had the videos, I would show you, but it was obviously, like, a long time ago. I don't even know if she still has the videos.
Yeah.
But, and another paranormal experience she had in that apartment was, so her dad had just passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And she, what is it? She was in the shower, and my mom and I were there, but we were in the living room, and I was playing on the Xbox, like, this Toy Story game, and my mom was sitting right next to me. And all of a sudden, we hear her yell from the bathroom, like, hey, did you write on the mirror? And we're like, no. And it said, like, love you, with a heart.
Aww.
It was really sweet. It was, like, a really cute, like, sweet
Like, you
thing.
can feel, like, the energy.
Yeah. Because obviously, like, energy's a real thing.
Yeah.
And, like, I love that I am an empath and I can feel people's energy, but I don't like the people who are like, oh, auras. No.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. You can't see colors around people. Shut up.
Yeah. Well, like, I think, honestly, anybody can be an empath.
I think so, too.
You feed off of someone's energy very easily.
Yeah.
If they're upset, if they're mad or
Yeah.
anything, you can feel that.
But also, like, in crowds, it's overwhelming. Like, you can feel everybody's
That's
energy.
why you feel overwhelmed.
Well, yeah. But
And
it's
people
also,
who
like,
aren't empaths, they don't feel overwhelmed with crowds.
Exactly. But I think it could also be, like, a social anxiety thing.
Yeah.
But also, like, I don't know. I think it's... I hate the people that bring, like, zodiac signs into it.
I did too.
Girl, bye. Zodiac signs are, like... They can't be proven to be, like, scientifically real.
Yeah.
Because astronomy, or astrology, like, it can't be proven because it's so vague that any person can be like, oh my god, that's me.
Yeah.
It's like, a Virgo is, like, a quiet, shut off person.
Yeah.
Sure, that's me, because I'm quiet and shut off, but...
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, sorry, I completely changed of thoughts. But, I think that, I'll just continue adding on. I don't think that zodiac signs influence someone. I think if you follow it, it will influence you. I definitely think that there's some people that can fit the description, but I don't think that every person.
Well, no, because it's like, they're so vague, but also, like, pretty open to where it's like, oh, if I don't relate to it, like, it's not a big deal because I relate to something else.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not a super big deal. And, like, I don't know. I think it's so stupid when people are like, "Oh, I did that because I'm a Taurus."
Well, that's
Girl,
another thing.
You did that because you're stupid. You did that for your personality.
Yeah. Well, also, like, people who, like, I hate how normalized it is. Like, well, kind of, like, in the sense, like, I'm glad that there's attention to it, but I also hate the fact that people tend to, like, popularize it.
Well, I think we could argue it with religion, right? Because people need something to believe in to, like,
Well, that's
live.
where it comes from. Well, not religion.
No.
Not religion, but, like, beliefs.
Well, yeah.
Because,
but it's also, like...
Because, like, Norse mythology and stuff, like,
Yeah.
they associate different gods to different planets.
Well, yeah. But it's also, like... I think... I don't know how to explain this. People who, like, follow astrology are, like... They just need something to believe in. And so they put their whole heart and soul into it, and they just, like, blame everything on their zodiac sign.
Yeah.
And it's like, girl...
It's just kind of embarrassing.
It is embarrassing. Like, sure, I'm a Virgo. Sure, I don't care. But I don't, like... flaunt it.
Yeah.
I'm not like, oh, I'm a Virgo at any situation, right?
Yeah.
Like, I told you I was a Virgo.
Yeah.
And I'll, like, joke about, I don't like Libras.
Yeah.
But it's a
But
joke.
it just depends. Like, you can get along with someone that's Libra and don't even know.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I don't ask people their zodiac signs, because...
Or judge someone off of their zodiac
because
sign.
it's, like, that's so stupid. That's prejudice.
Yeah.
It literally is a prejudice
It's
against
a normalized prejudice.
Literally, because you don't like somebody because the date that they were born.
Yeah.
Grow up.
It's like, you could argue it's the same as, like, a race thing.
That's
like,
true. But I also don't like... Okay, going back to the whole religious thing with astrology, people will shove it down your throat, but it's the same thing with religion. But that's a little more normalized than somebody being like, oh, you're a Capricorn. Like,
well, yeah. No, I agree with that, because I think that missionaries and things like that, that's a literal normalized way to push a religion onto you.
Plus, we, like, send them to other countries. It's
Yeah.
like, why are we pushing our Mormon beliefs on other people?
Yeah, well, not even just Mormon. There's Christianity.
Yeah, it's like, why are we going to other countries to push our beliefs on them?
And, like, turning people. And,
like we
it's
go...
it's a recruitment process,
Exactly.
it almost feels like.
And we go into their homes, eat their food, and be like, oh, come to our God. Leave your God for our God.
Your God isn't real.
Yeah.
Our God
only
is.
our God is. That's why, like, I don't know, growing up Christian in a mostly LDS state is so difficult, because people will be like, no, you're wrong. Like, you need to come to LDS church.
Yeah.
No, I don't. Just because I believe in a different side of Jesus doesn't make me wrong.
Yeah. And because, like, growing up in even the LDS religion, like, I'm not saying it's wrong. I think you guys can have your own beliefs, and that's totally fine. But for me, it just doesn't feel right. There's people who would die by it, and there's people who die by Buddhism, and there's people who die by, all that, Islamic, But, like, I think that pushing a religion onto someone and pushing your beliefs onto someone is wrong and morally unacceptable, but it's very accepted.
It's so accepted, especially in Utah. Like, it's so common for people to be like, no, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Like, even when I was in high school, I knew this girl, and she was like, I believed in crystals at the time. I still kind of do, but not as much anymore. And she was like, I'll pay you to throw away your crystals right now and come to church with me. And I was like, why?
I would have accepted that.
Hell no. She didn't offer me enough money.
Oh.
But she was like, it's like, why would you tell me that my beliefs are wrong because I don't believe in the same thing as you?
Yeah.
That's so, like, gross.
It's wrong.
It's
wrong. Really wrong.
But it's so normalized. And that's why I don't like religion. Like, it's just, I think maybe, like, religious trauma, but also, like...
And I also think, like, that it's just not for everyone.
Yeah.
It really isn't. And, like...
But we all
just
believe
because
in something.
Yeah, just because you don't go to church, it doesn't mean you have to...
It doesn't mean you're going to hell.
Well, it doesn't... Like, you could follow the words of the Bible to a T and not practice a religion.
Yeah.
Or you could, like, although a religion is based off of it, you don't have to put a label onto your religion.
Right.
Like, you can have a relationship with the person you think is the higher being, either that being, any of them, or, like, it's... And I hate people who are like, I'm so acceptable to it, but then people are like Satanism, and they're not accepted of it. While I think it's wrong personally, I'm never gonna be like, get away from me.
Well, and here's the thing about religion is people pick and choose, right?
Yeah.
They pick and choose what they want to believe from the Bible and what they want to follow and what they don't want to follow. Like, in the Bible, it says, love thy neighbor. And then people will, like, argue that the Bible says, man shall not lie with man. It doesn't say that. It was a translation. It says, man shall not lie with boy. As in, like, pedophilia.
Yeah.
So people will argue that, saying, like, oh, don't be gay. Like, I won't like you if you're gay.
Yeah.
And it's like, why? If you're so accepting of everybody, why won't you accept me, like, if I'm bi, gay, trans, whatever?
But and that brings up another point. I don't understand how a religion can hold on to something for so long and live by it and die by it. And then one day they just change it and it's okay. It's accepted.
Well, that's what they did with, like, that's what LDS people did with
the
drinking,
tattoos.
Well, that, but also drinking Diet Coke. Because Coke said that they wouldn't fund the church anymore. Or, like, I don't remember. Something about giving it to Utah or, like, funding something. And the church was like, oh, never mind, we'll drink Coke.
Yeah.
It's like, are you kidding? That's so backhanded.
No, that's just how majority of it is.
It's so...
Not even just Mormonism or...
Catholicism or, like, Christianity.
It's everything.
It's every single religion. And we can, like, I can say... oh, LDS people are like this, but that's, I feel like, being prejudiced. And it's every religion.
It's a stereotype.
Oh, yeah. Well, even, like, Catholicism, they don't like gay people either. And it's like, why? In the Bible, they never once bring up gay people.
And people will argue that Adam and Eve, but also that story is, while Adam and Eve is based off of, how the ideal life is, they literally... like, people do not read the story because the story literally tells them breaking away from Jesus and committing the biggest sin. They release all these, the seven deadly sins or whatever it is.
Here's the craziest part is, so sex in the Bible is referred to by fruit. So when Eve ate the apple, quote unquote, she was having sex with Lucifer. That's why she got...
Really?
Yes, that's why, like, everything happened. Because she had sex with Lucifer. And that's why he got condemned down to hell.
I didn't know that. I really didn't know that. Because he was... yeah. Huh. That's crazy. Because, I mean, it makes sense. But also, like, even the apple kind of makes sense, too.
Well, yeah, because it was, like, what, the celestial apple or whatever?
The forbidden fruit.
Yeah, the forbidden fruit, which is sex before marriage. And that's why Jesus was like, don't eat the apple.
Yeah.
Because it's, like... and that's why... okay, so that's why he's referred to as a snake. Because he had sex with Eve.
Gotcha.
So it's like... yeah.
Really? I didn't know that. That's crazy. Yeah, I didn't know that. Moving on. W transition right there.
W's in the... oh, wait, that's Drake.
Can't say that.
Can't say that.
Kendrick for life.
Kendrick for life. Sorry.
What is the craziest conspiracy theory you think?
Oh, God.
I think the ice wall is crazy.
No, okay, that was crazy. I didn't even know about that.
Like, it kind of, like,
makes a little bit of sense.
I mean, it's very far-fetched. Everything's far-fetched,
here's a conspiracy theory that I put my whole pussy into believing.
I don't think you could say that.
My whole heart into believing. I'll blur it.
We're going to have to blur something.
It's fine.
You can't even say, like, pedophile.
Are you? Okay, whatever. Anyway, the whole one that I put my whole heart into believing is that celebrities don't actually name their kids weird things. They just give
a stage name.
Yes, like they give the media a stage name, and they have a different name behind the scenes.
That can make sense.
I think so too, because it's like, are we really naming our kids like...
because, like, if you look at them, a lot of times they're like normal people in interviews.
Let's talk about... well, okay, can we talk about the fact that when Elon Musk was asked about his youngest son, like XEA12, whatever, someone asked about him and he was like, what? And he was like, your son. And he's like, oh yeah. Like, he seemed confused by the name. Yeah. And so it's like...
no, I definitely agree, because, like, I think it's just a publicity stunt.
The only one I truly believe is Nara and Lucky.
I don't know.
His name's Lucky Blue Smith, okay? And Nara Smith, his wife. They named their son, like, Rumble, and their daughter something. Or I think their daughter is Rumble. And then their youngest daughter is Whimsy Lou Smith, which is honestly so cute. I love the name Whimsy.
That is kind of cute.
Okay, but I also, like, can't talk because I want to name our daughter Honey.
Yeah. Though, that's fair. But also, like, because, like, if you look at him, like Stormy.
But I think Stormy is, like, the most normal of them all.
I agree, but also, like, that's not even, like, Travis Scott's real name. Travis Scott is not Travis Scott.
No.
It's, like, Jock.
Well, it's the same thing with Drake. I know we're D1 haters, but, like, his name's Aubrey.
Yeah.
So
no,
it's
literally.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like any celebrity, basically, because if I were a celebrity, I would just go by Allie. It's a lot easier than going by Aliyah, because everyone would say it wrong.
Yeah, no, literally. And I also think that with naming, I think a lot of people just want to keep their lives private.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with their kids. Like, those kids are screwed from the start.
Well, because they're Nepo babies, right? Mm-hmm. Like, they're born into fame, especially, like, the Kardashian Jenners. There are so many of them, and, like, they're all born into fame. Like, obviously, Kim's kids and Kanye's kids, they're, like, these huge billion-dollar kids, basically.
Yeah.
And I guess Kylie, too, because she made a brand for herself, and then she had kids with Travis Scott.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think it's not fair to those kids, too.
No, I don't think so.
They'll never get to, like, experience, like, what Kanye West did.
Or, like, anything normal.
Yeah.
Like, they're already wearing designer things. I've never owned a designer thing in my life.
I probably won't.
Yeah. Well, you might once you're done with college.
Right. I guess we'll see. But, like, still, like, I don't see the value of it.
Yeah. But at the same time, like, I guess it just depends on what your value of designer is.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see designer things very appealing.
Yeah. Well, also, like, you could argue, like, things that are valuable to us could be worth nothing to someone.
Well, obviously.
Like, our video games. Our video games are so, like, not valuable, like, so valuable, but we spend money on them and we play them.
Yeah.
But for us, like collecting sneakers to never wear them, that could be normal for someone, and we're like, what the fuck? Why would you wear that?
I wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't.
But it's the same thing, like, the bear that I left in Park City.
Yeah.
It's so valuable to me, but to my parents, it's like, it's just a bear.
Yeah. And I think it's honestly, I think things that are valuable are based off of our parents. I think it's a reflection.
Well, but
because,
I think it's also, like, us as a person.
Yeah.
So
I agree. But I also think that, like, our values and beliefs make us value things different.
Well, yeah.
Because,
like, if you grow up poor, things are going to be a lot more valuable. But if
like, your money is going to be more valuable to you.
Yeah, but if you grow up rich, like, money doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You can get it back in 2 seconds.
Yeah. And, like, with a lot of people, I think the most common value is friends and friendship.
Oh, yeah.
But it varies.
Like, I have maybe 4 friends, and I'm so close with all of them because I value them so much.
Yeah.
And, like, you have a lot of friends, but you're only close with a couple.
Because I value them more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and the other ones aren't that great of people.
Anyway.
But also, like, I value you more than, like, other people.
Yeah.
But I value my parents more than a lot of people.
Yeah.
So it varies.
Yeah. And I don't think it's fair to put, like, a limit on who you can value.
No, I don't. Yeah.
Like, people will be like, I value you, but I value my parents more. Like, I don't think that's fair. I think it's just different stages of valuing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you can never have like, you personally can never have a connection with someone like you can with your mom.
Well, yeah.
A motherly love to someone, you know, like,
I don't know about my mom.
yeah, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just saying, like, it's different. Like,
Well, yeah. But, like, my stepmom took that role.
Yeah.
Right? So it's a different bond.
yeah, and, like, our love is, you can't have that love with your parents type thing.
Well, yeah, because it's different levels of...
Yeah, and love and value.
Yeah. Because, like, obviously I value you and I value my parents. It's just different levels. Because I'm not going to be, like... I'm not going to talk to my parents how I talk to you. And I'm not going to talk to you how I talk to my parents.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's just, like, respect and love.
Yeah.
because you always will have some type of love for even your parents.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of the horrible things that's happened, and you'll always have that, just a little, you know.
Yeah.
Something that keeps that.
Well, yeah. Well, and I've known my parents my entire life, so
Yeah.
it's like I value...
It's like a lifelong friend.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I value my relationship with them more than I value other relationships.
Yeah. And, like, you could even feel the same, like, if you have siblings, or if you have a friend that was, like...
Yeah.
Day one, like you were born in the same hospital.
Basically.
And that's all you've known.
Forever,
yeah. Then they would feel like a sibling.
Yeah, basically.
And a lot of people that do feel like that are like, they're my brother, they're my ride or die.
Yeah.
And that's because of the value.
Well, yeah. That's like me and Mason. I've known him since we were tiny.
Yeah, no, I agree. So, I don't know. I think it's crazy that how we percept different things, and how perspective is a big thing and something that we do just on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm. Because, like, everybody looks at life a little different. Like, you can have similar outlooks with people, but at the same time, like,
it'll never be the same.
Yeah. Because if everybody was the same, it'd be so boring and nobody would enjoy life. But we're all, like, in our own little worlds.
Yeah.
Just enjoying life our own way.
Yeah. And I honestly think that everything roots from love. Like, I think because you can love a show and you can love a person, you can love your dog, you can love your blanket, you can love your bed, you can, love your carpet.
I love my punch each over here.
But, like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, in even perspective, you love certain things, you hate certain things. Values, you love a certain way you do something, or you love something that you respect, but you hate another thing that you think is morally wrong that someone else loves.
Right.
Well,
you could say that about religion.
Yeah, and that's why it's, like, not okay for us to put a label onto people.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna, like, bash people for their beliefs as long as they don't bash mine. Because it's like... Yeah. You believe in what you believe in, I believe in what I believe in, I don't care.
And it just roots from values and love.
Yeah. I think it's full circle.
Yeah.
So...
And I think love is the greatest connection that a human can ever have. Mm-hmm. And people don't give it enough credit of, like, where...
Well, and I think our generation messed it up a lot.
I agree.
Because,
I think...
Like, we grew up with social media, and, like... But we also grew up in the time where social media was developing, so it wasn't super big.
Yeah, and, like, it wasn't a big deal until everyone was doing it.
Yeah, and so it's, like, our perception of love is so different from, like, our grandparents.
Yeah.
Or high school sweethearts.
Or, like, our grandparents would wait years in a war that, like, you had no communication with.
Yeah.
Like, nowadays you can, like, call or FaceTime.
Well, and, like, people won't even wait a week. And then they'll either cheat on you, break up with you, like...
Yeah.
I hate this generation's version of love.
I do too, and I think it's not really love, it's more of a lust.
I think so too.
People will love someone for their body instead of how they act.
Well, and it's like, I genuinely think social media is a big part in that.
It's destroying. It's destroying kids' minds.
Easily. Well, and, like, even now with Gen Alpha, like...
Yeah, and iPad kids, and, like... Everyone as a collective can agree that social media is bad.
Well, and here's the thing, okay? There's a study out right now that, like, proves that blue light is bad for you.
Yeah.
And it's, like, aging us. So if we shove an iPad in a toddler's face...
They're not going to have enough cognitive skills.
Well, yeah.
Well, you can even tell in our generation, people who grew up with screens in their face and constantly, they're stupid.
Well, and they have no attention span.
None.
They basically just, like, rot.
Yeah.
And it's like, Gen Alpha is growing up illiterate. They don't know how to read. They don't know how to write. It's like, you guys were born literally to have phones shoved in your face. Mm-hmm. And it's like, millennials, get your act together.
Yeah.
Get your goddamn act together. You're raising stupid children.
No, literally. And it's not fair to those kids to
No, it's not fair.
Because that's all they're going to know.
That's why I think Gen Z will be great parents.
I think it depends.
Well, it depends with everybody.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, our generation sees the generation before us, and
like,
we're learning from their mistakes.
Well, I've always thought about this thing. I saw it once on something a long time ago, and it was like, strong times create weak men, weak men create weak times create strong men.
Yeah.
And it's just a cycle.
Mm-hmm.
Like, think about it. Like, with the baby boomers and stuff, they were so strong and all those people because of all the things that were happening. Then they made Gen X. And they were weaker than these baby boomers that were going through all this shit.
And then they had millennials.
And then it's weaker.
Yeah.
And just slowly...
And then Gen Z, like, we are so stupid. Because of TikTok and everything, like, we had Vine growing up, and I think that's what started everything.
And that's why, I agree. I think that was the downfall of...
like, humanity.
I wouldn't even say humanity. I would say it's just the downfall of social media. Because if you look at... Statistically, if you look at everything right now, you can look at Facebook, they have Reels. They have those 15-second short videos.
Yeah.
And it's from
just
Vine.
To keep our attention, because like our attention span has been ruined by Vine, TikTok, all these things, because like we can't stay focused for very long anymore.
Yeah.
Because of our phones. And it's like, are we serious?
Yeah, and that's why I think, like, I agree that majority of Gen Z will realize that this is a problem.
I think we already kind of are. Like, a lot of us are taking social media cleanses, like, deleting social media. I have no, like, desire to be on Snapchat anymore. I don't really check Instagram anymore. The only thing that I really use is TikTok.
Yeah, and that's the thing, though, is, like...
But, like,
I
why?
realized that TikTok is so bad for a mental health, like...
Yeah, but any social media is bad for your
No, I know,
health.
but, like, as someone who uses TikTok consistently on a daily basis, I realize it's bad, and I realize the effects it's having on me.
Yeah.
It'll be a 5-minute video, and I'll skip through it, or speed it up, just so I can see the results, because I want that instant gratification.
Yeah, like those stupid little Reddit stories, I'll just hold the side of it so that it goes faster.
Yeah.
Like, it's that instant gratification thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, if I don't see the result, I'll either skip through the video
Yeah.
or, like, speed it up, because it's like, I'm bored.
Yeah.
Give me something to feed my brain.
Yeah, and I feel the exact same way. And I think that, like, as sad as, like, oh, TikTok's going away, like, I really hope it does get banned.
I hope so, too.
Because
and it's like...
I know, I'm going to have a lot more free time, and I think it's going to have a lot more, influence on how people act now. And and in the future, too. I think it's going to affect...
Well, and even, like, it's influencing kids so bad.
Yeah.
Like, it's us with YouTube, right? Because that stupid fucking Tide Pod challenge came from YouTube.
Yeah.
That stupid Blue Whale challenge came from YouTube or Reddit or whatever.
Yeah, like, YouTube... Our YouTube is the modern generation TikTok.
Literally. And that's why I'm, like, hoping, like, as much as it'll suck and we'll have to cope and learn how to, like...
Be a person again.
Basically, it'll be so good for TikTok to go away.
And I honestly think with TikTok out, I think that, personally, I think that, I will stray away from my phone. I'll use it what it's for. I'll use it for calling and texting.
Yeah, I think so too.
And I think that's what really phones should be used for at this point. And that's what they were made for.
Well, exactly.
Mobile phone.
Well, and that's the thing is, like, phones back in the day, you couldn't do literally anything but call.
Yeah. And I honestly think that with the touchscreen that we were doomed.
Like, it's super cool how advanced we are within such a short amount of time, but at the same time, like, we are ruining ourselves.
Yeah, but if, like, with the new iPhone every year and all these new advancements and cool things, why can't we put this resource into something that matters?
Like repairing our
environment, solving world hunger,
literally, or like
poverty.
Maybe let's put our focus into other things like fast fashion, or the fact that literally animals that have been around for centuries are going extinct.
Yeah.
Like, the white rhino has been around through everything. Seen wars, seen, like, dinosaurs, and it went extinct because of us. Yeah. Mankind. You know how awful that is? Red pandas are going extinct. Foxes are going extinct. Polar bears are going extinct because we can't stop using fossil fuels and, like, melting their environment.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And it's so heartbreaking because our kids won't ever see certain animals because we are killing them off.
And even something that could be as common as flies or mouses and things like that, that we see every day.
But things that we find annoying, they can, like, they help the environment so much. Like, obviously, I'm terrified of spiders, but they help the environment so much. Mm-hmm. And it's like, what happens when they're gone?
Yeah.
We will die, and people don't understand that. And by the time we realize it, we're screwed.
Yeah. But, no, I agree. And I also think that we have so many resources into things that don't matter at all.
Literally. We
have so many resources into social media, and it's just because it's a moneymaker. That's all it is.
It is, and that's why I think influencing is so stupid. You should not be paid to...
And you should not promote that as a job. You should not be proud of that.
Like, oh, I'm an influencer. For what?
Yeah.
Literally for what? Like, obviously, it seems cool.
There's some influencers that, like, deserve it, though.
Yeah.
Like, people who are, like, trying to put out a good message.
Yeah.
Like, I would even argue Mr. Beast. Because, although he provides entertainment...
Yeah.
He does a lot of good in the world.
Like, he gives back.
Yeah.
And I feel like I could also say, like, maybe even Balin, because he knows he has a young audience and he doesn't promote drinking or vaping or doing drugs.
And, there's tons of these prankster YouTubers that are sober.
Exactly.
And
like, all of Balin's friends are sober.
Adrian Harding.
Yeah.
Shout out Adrian. He's the GOAT. I love that guy.
But I think, like, we really, like, as a society need to flip a switch.
Yeah.
And just... grow up.
Well, also, there's so many bad, like, things that bad things that are surrounding clean energy, like nuclear reactors, things like that, because I think because of Chernobyl, nuclear reactors are scared. They're scared. Yeah. People are scared of them.
Yeah.
Because they don't want this meltdown. But realistically, statistically, if you look at it, they're so safe.
I feel like we also have, like, new technology that would not let that happen.
That was in the 80s.
Yeah.
Even earlier, you know? So, and also, the people that were running it had no idea what they were doing.
Yeah.
They literally, like, statistically, they had no idea what they're doing.
So it's like, now with the advancements that we have, we could... make society so much better, repair the ozone layer, repair, like, everything that we've done for
we can do it, but we don't.
Because we're lazy.
Yeah.
And, like, we love our cars, and we love everything, and it's like...
As much as how convenient having a car is, if we built towns collectively together...
Yeah.
Like, how... literally everything used to be.
Okay, so in my biology class, a long time ago, we talked about how to make a good environmentally functional, like, society. And it's like, if you paint certain things white, it'll reflect back in, the sun will reflect back into the, like, atmosphere and fix a lot of things. And if we put gardens, like, on the top of our buildings, it'll repair so much. And, like, if we put a limit on certain things, just small things. It doesn't have to be a switch overnight. That will never happen. But if we just, like, slowly fix things, we'll have a good Earth. Like, this is the only planet we have that we know of that we can stay on.
And instead of putting money into finding new places, put money into Earth. Earth, and let's fix it.
I agree. I think we should be a better society, humanity.
But you can argue that for anything. But in our words,
maybe our podcast will reach someone and they'll be like, "Wow, we should fix the Earth. Save the Earth."
Doubt it. It's been going on for too long, but it's
49 minutes.
No, I'm meaning like.
Okay, but also the, like, countdown, the, like, death countdown or whatever, so that we're so close. We're so close to dying.
I believe it.
Because, like, everything is supposed to hit the fan in 2030. That is 6 years away.
Yeah. That's why I'm scared to have kids. I don't want to put them into a world that's gonna fail. So.
I don't either. I would feel awful if the world ended and we had a baby.
Yeah. It's sad. It's a realistic thing that no one really talks about.
Yeah. If we had been born way earlier, I wouldn't even care.
Yeah.
But we were born in a...
We were born in a dead world.
God. I hate this goddamn fucking thing.
Yeah. It's sad.
It is sad.
We were born in a dying world that's past repair. So, but, yeah. Like, as bad as, like, you know, like, people who get electric cars and stuff, they're still bad because we use fossil fuels to power our stuff. But they
also, like, have lithium batteries.
Yeah.
It's like, are we fucking for real? Are you so serious?
I mean, I agree that it is.
It's better for the
way better for what we have.
Because there's no, like, exhaust coming out. But at the same time, you're using lithium.
Yeah.
Like, use water. Make a car that runs on air.
Yeah.
We should make a car that recycles air.
So we get shot by the FBI.
I know, like the guy who made a car that runs on water.
Yeah. Anyway, probably can't say that.
To wrap things up, recycle your stupid plastic water bottles, get a hydro flask. Not a stupid Stanley.
Reusable, bruh.
Yeah.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Exactly. And don't say you don't like water because you're lazy and fat.
Yeah. Stop drinking soda. It's bad for you.
It stains your teeth.
And, yeah, everything. Coffee. Just drink
too.
water, babe.
Coffee stunts your growth, so...
Water's just better for you.
And makes your breath stinky. Drink some water.
Unless y'all probably already got stink breath.
So. Yeah. Brush your teeth.
Yeah.
And your tongue.
Nasty.
Check your tonsils, too. Floss your teeth.
Do anything.
Just take better care of yourself. Take a shower. Go take a shower.
I smell you through the phone.
Damn!
All right.
Anyway, love y'all.
Later.
Bye.